All right. It seems like we're live. Cool, cool. Okay, so Lordstown Motors, there appears to have been some news, I should say, that have been released about this name. Walter Bloomberg, he has a bunch of followers on Twitter because he posts news as soon as they come out. Now, him and I believe also First Squawk were talking about Lordstown Motors. They've covered them in the past, saying Lordstown president says company has firm orders for 2021 and 2022 production. Says they are binding orders. Now, that's not all. However, the president, I believe, is Rich Schmidt. He was promoted in November of last year from chief production officer. Here, let's see if I can see all of his tweets. But there are multiple tweets about Lordstown Motors coming out right now. Here, type in the chat if you guys can hear me. Company has firm orders for 2021 and 2022 production. Says they are binding orders. So with the way that the stock has been falling so drastically in the past, few days, due to that Hindenburg research report that people doubled down on, and then the CFO was leaving, or that was just the other day, but they basically announced, or it was released in their, oh, is my bitrate bad? It was released in their 10K filing, which was for the SEC, that basically they needed more funding to be able to go into full-scale commercial production for their first full year, which their first full year was scheduled to be about 32,000 vehicles. But they were saying in their conference call, hey, we've converted about 20 to 30,000 of our pre-orders of our 100,000, which not all of them are going to be converted, but about 20,000 to 30,000 of them were, I believe, binding even at the time of that conference call. So I don't think this is new news. So I'm kind of surprised to see everybody waking up to this. I actually talked about it in my coverage of the conference call. But here, let's see what's going on. Yeah, that's the big one. So the president, which is Rich Schmidt, I can't find like the source exactly where he's saying all this because I went on their website, but apparently he's saying they have adequate funds for production through May of 2022. Now that's really big because even at limited capacity, that means they by the end of this year they want 1,100 vehicles on the roads, and if they stick with the 50% of that production capacity for 2022 as well, that's 16,000 vehicles that they were planning to put out. So you do that for May. Which is like what, 5 months in? So half of a little less than half. It'd be basically they're saying that they have enough capacity for about 6,000 vehicles is my math if they do 50% of their 2022 projections. So I'm trying to see where they're posting this or where they're getting these sources from. However, Lordstown Motors, the stock is still doing extremely well. We did hit this short-term resistance, which I'll show. I was talking about that little trend line. Then when we broke through, it looked pretty grim. And now we're testing right into it again. So if we break above this like 1050 and hold, or 1070, and then even 11, then that looks very good from here. So that's awesome to see, though. I mean, if they have enough money to get them until May of next year, putting out vehicles, this is excellent. And if they are converting their pre-orders, that not only kind of disproves the major point about Hindenburg Research report, because we were talking about the whole report, and they hired Sullivan and Cromwell LLC, which is a leading law firm based out of New York, founded in 1879. They've worked with Ford, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Hyundai, you name it, they've worked with them. Very reputable law firm. they got hired by Lordstown Motors to basically investigate the claims of Hindenburg Research. So that's a two-way investigation. It's not just investigating Hindenburg Research, but also Lordstown Motors. And they did find that basically every other point from Hindenburg Research was false, or they twisted the facts. However, what was true, or what had some form of truth, was that they were misleading with their pre-orders, classifying them as mostly from fleets and not really intermediaries or like fleet management companies, which was mostly the case. Now, there also seemed like there were a lot of companies or people that had placed pre-orders that simply did not have the funds to purchase those vehicles. So with that, Sullivan and Cromwell LLC said, hey, I believe that you guys misrepresented the nature of your pre-orders, as they are mostly from these kinds of companies that are not directly fleets, and some of them can't even afford to buy the trucks. So in their conference call, which was, I'm not going to give a date, I don't remember, it wasn't too long ago, it was just a few weeks, I want to say 3 weeks ago. You can watch my video, my coverage of it if you want. But they said that they began converting pre-orders, and Steve Burns or Rich Schmidt sounded very excited about that. They said, hey, we have anywhere between 20 to 30,000 pre-orders already converted to what by my understanding, was already binding. And to see that they're reaffirming this now and the stock is surging, I don't know if we're going to see a sell-off again, because to me, this isn't news. This is what we knew from the conference call, but it was also very clear that very few people watched the conference call. But let's see. Trying to find that source. All right. Okay, it seems like it's Reuters. So let's look up Reuters Lordstown Motors. Okay, I want more recent, past hour. 12 minutes ago, Street Insider. Okay. So this one was from earlier. I believe I already read it. Yeah. That was yesterday's. Saying shares down 20%. See, is this a real headline? Let's see if I directly search this. I'm really not finding a lot of information. Premium only article. Okay, well, maybe Benzinga has it. Lordstown Motors, Benzinga. Benzinga Pro is usually one that has pretty fast response. No? Interesting. Well, sorry, this is a pretty damn lame stream. But I can't find the source of this. So, like, even on their Twitter, it's not there. You can go to their tweets and replies. Nope, not there. I want to see the source. How many orders? One binding order. Hilarious. Yeah, it seems like we're not moving, which I think if people could. All right. Now the stream should be public. Let's see it. Is this working? Good? Think so. Cool. All right. Well, I'm just going to start talking and we'll see if anybody comes. Otherwise, it's just me. All right. So Lordstown Motors is moving very quickly. We saw it pump much more than $1, which is about 15%. It went from $9.30 all the way to $10.58 at the highs of the move, and then it pulled back all the way to 10. And now we are sitting above the $10 level, and it seems that there are some good news, and I put some asterisk or quotation marks around the word news because to me this is news that we already knew. Now, there are a few updates that I suppose are new, but they did say Lordstown president, which is Rich Schmidt, says company has firm orders for 2021 and 2022 production. Says they are binding orders. So, interesting. If they have enough firm orders for 2021 and they're predicting to do about 1,100 vehicles, that's at least that much that we can confirm. Now, 2022, if they still do 50% of their intended rate, which was 32,000, and according to how much money they have, which was from another tweet, it said they have enough money until May 2022, which is the 5th month of 2022, which means a little less than half of 32,000. So we're going to round that down all the way to about, we'll say 12,000. So it seems that they have at least 13,000 orders that are confirmed and that they have enough money for. Now, I may be wrong on this, but